But if the Hooks were your bag a decade ago, you'll be disappointed to hear they'll only be playing 3 concerts. Mark Burrows tells why.
The Skyhooks were to Australian rock in the 70s what JOK was in the 60s. Outrageous and innovative, the band was without peer when it came to reflecting the values of Australian society with its down-to-earth lyrics. Their best-selling album, Living in the 70s, went platinum and gold, but when censors heard the songs, they saw red and promptly banned 6 of the 10 tracks for being obscene. By 1980, the Hooks had had enough, and everyone went their separate ways. But since that time, the rock world has been humming with rumours the band would reform. A blast from a firing gun and the band is off, gunning for reporters with questions not up to scratch and for as much publicity they can muster.
I think popular music is a bit sort of bogged down in the notion that it has to be new and fresh all the time, and it doesn't really empirically bear itself to be true. I mean, 1983 seems to be the year of cover versions. So why can't we do cover versions of our songs?
It's believed the Skyhooks have come together for a record sum. Not unjustified, they say, as it costs record amounts to stage concerts these days. And their concerts were always a little different.
I reckon that at the moment there's a lot of bands around that are carrying titles of good bands that don't necessarily entertain like bands used to. I think it'd be nice to see bands come back and put a little bit more entertainment in, not just get up and play music.
The 3 April concerts in Queensland, Sydney and Melbourne will be an agonising tease for their fans. For the band, it will be done for love. Love of fun and love of money.
One of Australia's top bands of the 70s is making a comeback. But as Alona Commissarov reports, the revival is only temporary.
Skyhooks, one of the biggest rock groups of the 70s, who made Australian entertainment history when their first album topped our charts for nearly 6 months, is to live again. According to the Skyhooks manager, the group was offered a record fee to perform at the Noosa Aussie Hop on April the 23rd, and the band has not denied that the money played an important part in getting together again. Even though it's been 6 years since they played together, the original Skyhooks believe they will perform at least as well as they used to.
I think the music doesn't really change. I mean, the music's there. I mean, maybe the question is, are you going to play it as well? I think hopefully we'll gel together with rehearsals and everything and play better than we did maybe.
However, any hopes that the group may perform together permanently were quickly dispelled. The 5 members have all become involved in different aspects of the music and entertainment world and feel they've outgrown the gruelling life on the road.
Being in a group is a 5-year plan, and we've already done that, and we're just revisiting a bit of nostalgia, I guess.
The Queensland concert will be followed by a Sydney concert on the 24th and a performance at Melbourne's Festival Hall.
Are making a comeback for 3 special concerts on the Anzac Day weekend. Tracy Grimshaw with more.
Well, how long do you think you will last?
I don't know. Forever and ever, amen, I suppose we'll become one of those.
Shirley Strawn, 1975 vintage. The Skyhooks were riding the crest of their musical wave after the success of the Living in the 70s and Ego Is Not a Dirty Word albums. They had a huge following in Australia and they were looking good overseas. They were outrageous and teenagers loved them for it. Sometimes they even set adult feet tapping. 5 years later, the Hooks folded. Never, they said, to return. But they have, for 3 concerts only on the Anzac long weekend. One in their hometown of Melbourne at Festival Hall on the Monday. The band makes no bones about why. Simply, they say, they were finally offered enough money.
And obviously there's been a lot of interest in the band in the last year, and some bunnies put up the money.
At this stage, the boys say it's only a temporary thing, but then, with this band, you never know. Tracy Grimshaw, National 9 News.
There was pandemonium at Tullamarine Airport as fans fought to get a glimpse of their idols. Today, 7 years on, this was the scene in Myers as doors opened for the sale of tickets to their second Melbourne concert since reforming. Tickets for their first concert sold out on Tuesday in just 1 hour. Fans, some of whom had never seen the group perform before, queued outside Myers from as early as 10 o'clock last night.
I think they're the best Australian band that's ever been. I started liking them in about 74. I've just been waiting for them to reform. I thought it'd be on the cards.
The best group I've ever seen. When I started to go out and see bands, it's the first ones, and they're just tremendous.
With the 5,800 tickets priced at $9 each, the cash registers were really ticking, and the sales had lead singer Shirl in a whirl.
I think the band had no doubt that it could probably pull a festival hall together, but I mean, to sell 2 out so quickly, I mean, it's...